Okay, clarinets, today we're going to talk about how you're going to play your first three notes, and we're going to talk a little bit about posture. Posture in general is sit down in your chair. You can either be in the front of your chair. I like feet flat on the ground. Honestly, when I play clarinet, I like to be on the front because the clarinet goes in between your legs when you pull it into your body. But you can sit all the way back in your chair and sit up. We just want to have our rib cage expanded so we can take a nice deep breath for the clarinet. Okay? You should know how to hold it by now. If you don't, review the previous video about how to hold the clarinet. It's not going to be that complicated for our first three notes. Okay? And now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to show you how to play them. Your first note is going to be a G. Guess what? You don't press anything. Okay, so you're just going to kind of brace the clarinet like this, hover above. The thumb is going to carry most of it right here. Okay, it's not a heavy instrument, so it's not too bad. But you're just going to hover above everything. This is an open G. You're not going to press anything. So, and again, if it's dipping or it's unsteady, check that your air stream is steady, and then check that your embouchure is steady and you're tight and you're squeezing. If it sounds like this, it's bad. So, sit up, take a deep breath in, tighten your embouchure, make a nice noise out of it. Okay, your next note, that's G. Your next note is F. Guess what? You're just going to press your thumb down. Okay, we're not using our right hand at all yet. It's just holding the clarinet. Now, some issues you might run into is if you're not fully covering this, it's going to sound like this. If you accidentally press this key, it's going to sound like this. Unless you're really good and you can get that high C out. Which is a note, but not a note that we're trying to play right now. So just F, just cover this hole. Cool. So that's F, and then E, we're going to keep our thumb down for F and then press this index finger key on the top, and that's an E. Some other issues, again, if you're not covering it all the way, it's going to sound like that. If you're coming in sloppily and you're hitting these side keys, it's going to sound like this. Gross. Okay, we want a nice sound like this. So to recap, G, don't press anything. F, press the thumb key. Not the key, sorry, cover the thumb hole. And then E, first finger right here. Now, if you're feeling really good on those and you're getting a nice sound, so first off, practice long tones, just holding them out. Nice and steady. Okay, and then you can go back and forth between them. So I can go back and forth between G and F. Now, you don't want to be crazy all over the place like this. We don't have any keys to rest on, so we're just going to hover gently above. Try not to get too far away from the clarinet, because eventually when you're playing fast, you're not going to be able to play fast if your fingers are flying out like this. If you're like really tight and controlled, you can play really fast. Okay, so we can go back and forth between G and F. And then F and E. We can do E and G. We can go back and forth between all of them. But those are your first three notes: G, F, and E. Try to get a nice full sound out of every single one, and you'll be good.